Hey y'all, Shawn Starter here with EquestriFitTV. And while the tip I have today is applicable across a lot of disciplines, it's really helpful for a couple of specific events. Which ones? Y'all stay tuned and find out. Okay, what we're talking about today is kind of advanced, but I'm going to try to break it down as simply as I can. And what we're doing today are anti-rotational exercises. Now, to understand what anti-rotational exercises are and why they're good, let's take a look at rotational forces and what exactly they do, and then we can talk about how we can fight them and why that's going to be good. Now, rotational forces are pretty simply named. They're the forces that move us sort of rotationally or in a circle, and particularly of note to us, of concern, would be rotational forces that make the head, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, anything turn that we don't want it to. Now, some rotational force is good, specifically if you're, let's say, looking to turn really quickly and you need that kind of power. You're a baseball player, a golfer, and even in some equestrian sports, it's really helpful. But the bottom line is here, we're not going to turn very forcefully and need those muscles in a lot of different events all the time. And so we want to train a little bit differently in the anti-rotational exercises, which are basically exercises that allow us to control the core better, allow us to stabilize and brace the spine. And that's kind of the essence of anti-rotational drills. And let's take a look at where this can come in really practically. Let's look at a stadium jumper, somebody that's flying through a course, full tilt boogie, and of note is when the landing happens, and let's say there's got to be a rollback to find the next line. Okay, so we're landing, and then all of a sudden we have this turning or rotational force. Now, if the body is untrained or if it's unable to hold these muscles and brace the spine, then what's going to happen is the body will get a little bit loose. And for just a second or two, the mind's going to have to divert all kinds of energy to thinking about, well, how do I make the body stable so that we can move on and continue with whatever it is we're doing, in this case, finding the next jump and completing the course. Now, if you're anybody that competes in show jumping or barrel racing or any type of timed event, you know 1 to 2 seconds can mean the difference between being in the money and going home with nothing in your pocket. So that's pretty important that you train these anti-rotational exercises along with a lot of other different training methods. But of note today, we're talking about how to improve core control and brace the spine. Now, this also comes in practically just hacking around the barn, and in that, if your body is untrained, if you're just a novice equestrian and you're untrained, your core is just sort of loose, and every time every time you move on a horse, every time a step happens, there is a rotational force that happens. So where this can come into play is that, let's say you're not able to control your core very much and you give the wrong cue. Well, obviously that's going to frustrate the horse in any case, and it's just going to be a problem for your relationship between horse and rider. So no matter what you're doing, you can see where this applies. If you're the high-level equestrian athlete, you can definitely see that you want to get in some anti-rotational exercises. I'm going to show you a couple that I use with my athletes that we've had great success with. It's called a pal-off press. Doesn't require a lot of equipment, just this band. And what I'm going to do is anchor it to any point here. You see I've got it to a post, a stair column. And I'm going to pull this out to where it's nice and tight so that I've got a resistance that wants to pull me back in. That's what I'm going to brace my spine against, is that resistance that pulls me inward. And what I'm doing here is just pushing the band up, or the cable. If I'm in a gym, I can push the cable up rather. And you can see as your hands get further away from the body, then the force wants to pull you to the side here. So this is lateral force, and we're learning to brace the spine against that lateral force by squeezing the abs, squeezing the glutes, and really just sort of keeping the spine in check. 10 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. Use it as a warm-up or a filler core exercise. And then I'm going to move on to something called the Sandbag Swing. So the Sandbag Swing is just, as I say, it's got a couple of sandbags here that I use for weight to generate momentum. If you don't have any sandbags, you can use kettlebells, you can use dumbbells, anything to generate some sort of momentum. As we start to swing here, we'll start to swing these sandbags, and you can see that it wants my hips and my arms to sort of do this and turn. That's rotational force. Well, because this is an anti-rotational drill, I don't want that to happen. I want to be nice and straight and really lock in my hips and my shoulders, really focus while those sandbags are going forward, that I don't twist or turn. Again, I do those 1 to 2 times during my workout. Now let's check out another one. If I have no equipment, I just want to do something here that requires nothing. I can use this floor low plank reach, and all it is just a low plank position, which in itself is a really good exercise to brace the spine. I'm sure you've seen it, sort of the elbows and toes look here. We'll keep everything nice and tight. And to make this an anti-rotation exercise, I'm going to reach out a couple of times here, maybe 5 or 10 each side. And as I reach out, my hips want to turn to one side. I'm going to fight that force. Now, a little bit of tip is okay. We don't want a whole heck of a lot here, really tilting to the side. I do the other side to maintain a symmetrical look, so another 5 or 10 here. And do that 2 to 3 sets. Use it as a filler exercise. Now, if you're looking for a program that treats the equestrian as an athlete, then head over to my website at sit2fit.net. The exact link is down in the comments. And pick up my 30-day Sit2Bit Equestrian Athlete Training Program. It's got all kinds of really neat training principles in here, like anti-rotational drills and all sort of things that will make you a better, more confident rider. Best of all, totally free. All you gotta do is put your email in. I'll send you the link. You guys can hop on, get my app that's good for your smartphone, your tablet. You can take it anywhere, do it on the go. Now, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this awesome comment coming out on EquestriFitTV. Leave me a comment if you have any content suggestions, questions, things you want to see coming up, anything of that nature. But above all, ride safely, live healthy. We'll see y'all out at the barn soon.